tonight's program. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala. Mu'mineen, we are ready to begin tonight's program. My request is for your undivided attention and to take your seats. And with that, another nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala. Mu'mineen, if I can have everybody's undivided attention, please. Thank you. I know, mashallah, it's an exciting night. We have plenty of time to socialize soon. Jazakumullah khair. Another nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the 2022 Masjid-e-Ali fundraising dinner. We are incredibly excited for tonight's program. This year's fundraising is unique. And there's two reasons why this fundraiser is unique this year. The first reason is that we're fundraising for the school building. The school that has transformed Masjid-e-Ali into the Masjid-e-Ali campus. The school that is going to serve as the beacon for a state-of-the-art education for this generation and for generations to come. The second reason why this fundraiser is unique is because this fundraiser is not fundraising a dream. You imagine fundraisers, it's usually for an idea, for blueprints, for a plan that's going to come. We are now fundraising for a reality. The school building is here. It's right behind the masjid. Sadiq School is already in session. Jafariya School has been in session. So this fundraiser is not for a hypothetical. This fundraiser is for a reality. And inshallah, we're going to see, right? Seeing is believing, and this program is going to show you why we should support this incredible endeavor. To begin this program, we begin in the best of ways with the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran. And for this honor, I'd like to invite Brother Hamid Raza Tehrani. Please welcome him with a nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, brothers and sisters. My name is Hamid Raza Tehrani. Inshallah, we'll recite our few verses of our holy book, Quran al-Kareem, with your recitation of salawat bar Hazrat Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. والله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. والله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله عما يشركون. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر. إن شانئك هو الأبتر. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر. إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Brother, Jazakallah khair for that absolutely beautiful recitation of the Holy Quran. Mu'mineen, this masjid is a house of God. We worship Him and only Him, and we propagate this message brought to us by none other than our holy Prophet Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, as well as his noble and holy Ahlul Bayt, salamullahi alayhim ajma'een. Salawat, please. we celebrate the praises of these holy personalities. And to share these praises, I'd like to invite Brother Faizan Zaidi with a nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
السلام ایوری ون. سب سے پہلے تو بہت بہت شکریہ ڈاکٹر آفتاب حسین صاحب کا بلانے کے لیے. ایک بار ضرور پڑھنے پر محمد و آل محمد. میانے تے وہ سنا میانے تے وہ سنا لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. اگر آپ میرے ساتھ سب ساتھ مل کے پڑھیں گے تو بہت ہی اچھا ایک ماحول بن جائے گا. لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. حدیث شعلہ بجاں حدیث شعلہ بجاں لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. جہاں رسول کے نقش قدم وہیں پہ علی جہاں رسول کے نقش قدم وہیں پہ علی وہیں حسین جہاں لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. علی کی تیغ سے تاریخ پوچھئے سب کی علی کی تیغ سے تاریخ پوچھئے سب کی. پڑھا تھا کس نے کہاں لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. علی کو دل میں بسا کر تو دیکھ اے واعظ تو خود کہے گی زبان لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. پتہ خدا کا بتاتے اگر نہ آل نبی اذاں میں ہوتا کہاں لا الہ الا اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ. اور سوال بیعت دربار شام اور حسین सवाल बैअते दरबार शाम और हुसैन, कहाँ यजीद कहाँ ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। सवाल बैअते दरबार शाम और हुसैन, कहाँ यजीद कहाँ ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। अज़ान में अली अकबर ने, अज़ान में अली अकबर ने ला इलाहा कहा, तो आज तक है जवां ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। बर मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि
Ya Ali. Jazakallah khair, Brother Faizan. Absolutely beautiful. Now we begin with our opening remarks for this fundraising dinner. I'd like to invite Dr. Iqbal Hussain Jafri. He is the chairman of Muslim Foundation, Inc. He has been involved in Masjid-e-Ali in many capacities. While director and president, he played key roles in construction and in operations here at the masjid. He also served for both Sadiq School and for Jafriya School. He is the vice chairman and trustee for the Sadiq School and is one of the key members for the construction committee of the new school building. And he is the director of Jafriya School of Central Jersey since its inception in 1998. Please welcome Dr. Jafri with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear brothers and sisters, Salamun Alaikum. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Masjid-e-Ali Muslim Foundation, Inc., I would like to welcome you to this annual fundraising dinner. I will request board members to raise their hands, please. One of our board members, Brother Bakir Rizvi, today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Brother Bakir. Muhammad Walim. I'm very grateful to our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for giving us this incredible masjid where we as a community can freely do our prayers, our worship, our practice. Alhamdulillah, this is the first masjid in New Jersey, and this is built from its foundation. May Allah reward those who participated in any and every capacity in building of this masjid. The masjid is pride and icon of our community in New Jersey. And Alhamdulillah, the name of Masjid-e-Ali has reached all over the world in the Shia community with admiration and pride and respect. I give you a story. In October, I went to Karbala Mawla, and I was honored to go into the haram of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam, and one of the Maulana in the administration, he says, "Where are you from, New Jersey?" I said, I told him. He said, Dr. Iqbal from Masjid-e-Ali? He said, amazing. So we are known after the name of Masjid-e-Ali. Whether we come here, whether we go anywhere else, and now worldwide, Masjid-e-Ali has become the icon and pride of our entire Shia community. And the honor I got because of Masjid-e-Ali, he took me to the actually dining hall of Hazrat Abbas Haram and offered me respect and honor because of your masjid. Why I said because of your masjid? This masjid belongs to all of you. This masjid belongs to the community. I see that sometimes our community members give tours to their friends, to their family and colleagues and show them the masjid campus with pride. Last weekend, there was ladies' function, and I was observing these ladies were taking other ladies from other parts of New Jersey and from different communities and showing this. This is our ladies' hall. This is Bibi Fatima Hall. This is Bibi Zainab Hall. And amazing, that feeling was giving me the pride and the pleasure. Salli ala Muhammad wa. Well, the time is, my brothers and sisters, limited. We got to go. I just will. Masjid-e-Ali offers so many services to the community. I would like to summarize few of them, which is very important. People should know. You know all this, but we are not only, you are the audience are also online, virtual audience. And also, my regards to all of them, those who are here and those who are listening virtually. Masjid-e-Ali offers ghusl and kafan services with no charge. It's not the charge, but it's the, affection and sincerity. Our team, which is 24/7 on call of men and women, as soon as they are notified, everything is in place automatically. And it is seamless process. So far, according to Murtada Ali Dina Sahab, this, who is the in charge along with Maulana Rizwan of Kafan Dafan, he said since the inception, I said, can I have the figures? I know it's difficult, but I need to share it. So far, Masjid-e-Ali has done 160 to 170 ghusl kafan to our community members with honor, with dignity, and without, actually, it was greatest, I would rather say. And where are we sitting? These are the beautiful halls which offers services of wedding, seminars, lot of other health free clinic, and so many things in a more organized way. Our team is same thing. You tell them, they are there to organize and arrange the events. So far, according to Sister Hina and Hina, more than 150 weddings have taken place in this masjid. 150 wedding receptions. Of course, our ulamas are there. They know how many nikahs. Okay, all right. Masjid also now comes to the charitable giving. This masjid also supports charitable work for poor and needy, our brothers and sisters who need. This year alone, I'm talking of 2022, Masjid has given $12,000 aid to the students, 86,000 financial help to the poor and disadvantaged, and 64,000 to Pakistan Relief Fund. Now, I would like to share some good news. The new daycare center for children will be open soon. As you walk through the entrance, you will say, daycare center will be coming soon. Now, inshallah, it will be a very high quality daycare. As you entered masjid, like I told you, you saw the sign, it will help families that are struggling with costly child care, bills, missing work to provide care, or sending their children to low quality care. This will be the best quality care, take care. So today I was talking to the daycare team, and I would like to announce this. Insha'Allah ta'ala, the name of this child care, daycare, will be after Bibi Sakina. Let me rephrase it. It will be Bibi Sakina Daycare Center. Brothers and sisters, we have to respect our ladies. The young girls, they have children and they work. How can we help as a community? We have to provide best services to take care of their children when they are not around and they are at work. These are the basic foundations of a good community. Our newly built Sadiq school has well-qualified staff and best teachers, and already it has gained the reputation of being one of the best Islamic regular school in the area, thanks to our dedicated members of the staff and admin, whom you are going to see and whom you are going to hear soon after I'm done. Alhamdulillah, we have been able to have one of the best Sundays Jafriya school, not just in New Jersey, but one of the best in North America. Again, we have administration from Jafriya School, they will elaborate more. Because of the time constraints, I'm just giving you salient features of this service, of this masjid, of this house of Allah, which we are sitting now. And today, brothers and sisters, we are doing a fundraiser for our newly constructed Sadiq school. This will house both Sadiq school and Jafriya school. It is a 32,000 square feet, beautiful building in the new campus. As Dr. Mustafa said, school has been here, but both schools will be moved to the new campus, which is the flagship project of Masjid-e-Ali. Now, the cost of this total project, $6 million, though with the best services of Brother Hamid, who's sitting here, he put a lot of effort to get the best quality, best material in $6 million. Otherwise, it would gone higher. Out of this, I salute our community, our directors, our friends. They gave generous donations, and we have paid $3 million. Now, out of remaining balance is $3 million, and our goal tonight is, inshallah ta'ala, we will be able to raise 400,000 to 500,000 before the closing. Lots of other things are being done, and one more good news. Brothers and sisters, we do the things, then we tell, which you have observed. You see this campus, it's there, it's not a dream. It's there, as Dr. Mustafa said, it's not on the paper. It is in physical existence. And now we have bought, inshallah, closing will be soon, 2.5 acres of land just adjacent to Masjid. So the entire campus is more than 7.5 acres. So this is actually because of your prayers, because of your well wishes, because of your donations and du'as. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair for the overview of the highlights and the salient features and accomplishments of this masjid. Mu'mineen, how many of us are excited for this school tonight? Let me get a round of applause for the excitement for the school. Yep, very good. Yep, I see that too. I feel the energy. I'm going to direct your attention towards our screens because right now it's late and we have a lot of people, so we can't all physically take a tour, but Dr. Kharazi has brought you a virtual tour of the Sadiq School building here on the screen. So I direct your attention towards the screen for the virtual tour.
Since not everybody will have the opportunity to visit our school, we thought that we'll make a short video to give you a tour of our facility. As you enter the parking lot, you will see a playground, nice playground for our students. At the left side, when facing the school, we have the gym, and then at the middle, we have the cafeteria. We have a couple of classrooms. These are classrooms for pre-K. As you can see, per code, we have to have an exit door for them. So 2 of our classrooms have the exit door. And then it's our entrance of the school. And you also notice that we have cameras all around the school as part of our safety measures. We also have cameras inside. So let me take you inside the building now. At the entrance of the school building, you will see a bell with a camera. So if anybody arrives, they will ring the bell and the security guard can see them. In addition, we have card readers, so only authorized people can come in. And when the door is opened, you will enter to another area, which we call it man's trap. Basically, this is another security measure. So if in case somebody enters the building, we still have a second control. So either the person is authorized to use the card reader or wait until security guard comes in and opens the door. When you enter the school, you'll come to the main office. This is where the principal and secretary and the security guard will be located. Inside this, also we have monitors, so a security guard can monitor the cameras, which are both inside and outside of the school building. And at the entrance to the hall, we have 2 bathrooms, one for boys and one for girls. And we also have water fountain. So this is the same kind of arrangements we have at the second floor as well. Now, on this floor, we have 5 classes for pre-K to first grade, plus we have a science and art lab. And as you come, there are 2 stairways. Take the students upstairs, one right at the entrance here, the other one right in front of the gym, which is at the end of the hallway. Plus, we have an elevator. As you're walking in the hallway, you come across some bulletin boards. These are the projects that teachers have put on the wall. These are students' projects. As you can see here, this one is for pre-K, and then we also have the kindergarten, as well as we have a bulletin board for Islamic studies and Quran. These are some of the projects that our students have completed. We have a bulletin board for our pre-K junior. This is for our 3-year-old. And in addition, we have a bulletin board which is for the artwork. Here are some samples of artwork by our students. I hope you enjoy watching these. And then we have our first graders, which is right here, and some examples of projects that they have done in the classroom in the last couple of months. So I'm going to take you to the cafeteria as well as our gym, which is at the end of the hall. And this is a typical classroom for our kindergarten students. And as you can see, we have a nice whiteboard, plus we have bulletin boards. And these are for students' projects. On the first floor, all the copies for each class is inside the classroom. So this is an example of copies that are being completed. And we will also have bookshelves along the below the windows for students to put their books and projects. In addition, for the pre-K and pre-K pre-K and K, we have restrooms in their classroom. So that's where the restroom is. Plus we have additional cabinets and a hand wash area. This is our beautiful cafeteria, which we can have at least 250 students here. And inshallah, we will be buying cafeteria benches. And this will be a nice place also for a conference or a meeting. On the wall, we're going to put 2 large monitors, one at right and one at left. This is our gym, which is pretty much complete. And inside the gym, we have 2 locker rooms, one for boys, one for girls. We also have, of course, the water fountain. The floor of the gym is wood, and we have a cushion underneath. We're going to have 2 basketball hoops going to be on the opposite walls, one at the right and the other one at the left. And also the walls will have cushions, just in case the children are running to the wall, it protects them from injury. In our second floor, we have 8 classrooms, plus we have a library, which I'm going to show it to you right now. And this is our library, which we can use as a conference room as well. And since I'm here, let me show you this property that we are in the process of closing, and inshallah we'll do that very soon. This is about 2.5 acre land right behind the school, which we can inshallah clean it, and will be a great place for our students as well as for our community to enjoy. In addition, on this floor, we have also teachers lounge, plus we have a gift shop, as well as we have an office for vice principal and guidance counselor. I'm going to take you inside one of the classrooms on the second floor. As you can see, it's a pretty large classroom. And of course, they have the whiteboard already. And inshallah, we will install a projector, a smart projector as well in all of our classes. Finally, let me mention that every classroom has its own phone. So the receptionist can dial any of the classrooms. They also have a great PA system, which we can broadcast messages either to a particular classroom or to gym or cafeteria or entire school. In addition, we have built a nice internet system, so every corner of the school will have a strong internet access. So I hope this short tour give you an idea how we have built this school, and we're looking forward to welcoming you to a tour of our school, and more importantly, welcome your children to join our Sadiq school.
Wow, absolutely incredible. What did everybody think of the tour? Yeah, good progress, right? Round of applause if you agree. Yeah, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. In such a time span, I mean, this is a school that's ready to go. Absolutely beautiful. Mu'mineen, in this excitement of the grand fundraising, we continue to celebrate the praises of the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt. For this, I'd like to invite Brother Jafar Hussain with a nice and loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Jafar Hussain Abdi, and I am currently serving as the treasurer and communication lead of the Sadiq School PTO. Before I recite a few words of Urdu poetry, I just wanted to say a few quick words in front of you all. And I have had the honor and privilege of being part of this community my entire life. From being a Jafriya school student myself, then later on becoming a Jafriya school teacher, and now it's like a full circle moment. I've had the opportunity to enroll my own daughter into Sadiq school. So I have seen firsthand the hard work, dedication, and endless, hours of work that has gone into making this possible by the leaders of our community and all these amazing initiatives that we see here. And really quickly, a microscopic example of the great work that Sadiq School has been doing is a few weeks ago, my daughter's teacher, Mrs. Fawzia Hussain, right over there, she sent us a video of my 4-year-old daughter reading full sentences out of a textbook. And just for comparison purposes, my wife pulled up the curriculum of our local public school, Bridgewater Elementary School, and their requirement for a child to be able to read is at the end of first grade. And my 4-year-old daughter, who is in pre-kindergarten, is 3 years ahead of the public school by being in Sadiq School. So, as we can see, Sadiq School and the administrators and the volunteers and all the people involved are working so hard with their limited resources to help our children and the future children to not only be proud of their Muslim identity, but also to excel academically and be ahead of all of the other schools. I have seen this transformation in my own child in just a few short months that she's been enrolled at Sadiq School. And I really can't thank the teachers, administrators, all the supporters and volunteers enough, everyone that's involved and that have made this possible for our community. So the Urdu poetry that I will be reciting is actually a dua written by the great Allama Iqbal that is often recited in schools around the world, especially the Pakistan, Indian region. And I'm sure that some of you will remember reciting this dua as you probably did during your own school days. And I hope and pray that this dua resonates with all of the children of Jafriya and Sadiq School and all of the future children of our community. Please recite a loud salawat. لب پہ آتی ہے دعا بن کے تمنا میری لب پہ آتی ہے دعا بن کے تمنا میری زندگی شمع کی صورت ہو خدایا میری لب پہ آتی ہے دعا بن کے تمنا میری دور دنیا کا میرے دم سے اندھیرا ہو جائے دور دنیا کا میرے دم سے اندھیرا ہو جائے ہر جگہ میرے چمکنے سے اجالا ہو جائے ہر جگہ میرے چمکنے سے اجالا ہو جائے زندگی ہو میری پروانے کی صورت یا رب زندگی ہو میری پروانے کی صورت یا رب علم کی شمع سے ہو مجھ کو محبت یا رب لب پہ آتی ہے دعا بن کے تمنا میری ہو میرا کام غریبوں کی حمایت کرنا ہو میرا کام غریبوں کی حمایت کرنا درد مندوں سے ضعیفوں سے محبت کرنا میرے اللہ برائی سے बचाना मुझको मेरे अल्लाह बुराई से बचाना मुझको नेक जो राह हो उसी राह पे चलाना मुझको नेक जो राह हो उसी राह पे चलाना मुझको लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी सलावत Thank you all for being here, and I wanted to give a really quick shout out to the Sadiq School Parent-Teacher Organization, including Sister Sarah, Sister Batul, Sister Rabab, Sister Ruqayya, and Sister Larab, who is also my wife. And they have been working diligently throughout the year to bring amazing, fun learning opportunities and initiatives to our children. And I'm sure that some of you have seen us during the Jummah bake sales, trying to raise funds for Sadiq School. And 100% of all those proceeds go to Sadiq School. And it's all to bring amazing, fun, creative, interesting initiatives for our children and to make them able to compete at a global level with academic excellence as well as being proud of their identity as a Muslim growing up in America. And I hope that with your continued support and contributions, we can continue this great work that our board members, our leaders of our community, the administrators, and the previous generation, and all the volunteers of our community have been doing throughout the years. Thank you so much.
MashaAllah. Brother Jafar, thank you very much for that recitation and for the heartfelt testimonial for Sadiq School. And it's actually great timing because now we transition to the next segment of our program, which is the school segment. Mu'mineen, I mentioned that we're no longer fundraising a dream. Sadiq School is no longer a dream, it's a reality. Jafriya School was no longer a dream, it's also a reality. We at this masjid have 2 schools. A Monday through Friday, full-time Sadiq school, and a weekly, every Sunday, Jafariya school. The building behind us is the new school building dedicated to the education of our current and our future generations that makes us not just Masjid-e-Ali, but the Masjid-e-Ali campus. To talk to you about Sadiq school, I invite our next speaker. He has been serving this community for the last 18 years in many capacities. He is a director and a vice president of Muslim Foundation and a board member of Sadiq School and its director. During the last 4 years, he has dedicated himself full-time to the construction and to the start of Sadiq School. Please help me welcome Dr. Asghar Kharazi with the Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mustafa. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. After all the beautiful words from Jafar Abadi, I don't know if I can add anything else, but thank you so much. 18 years ago, when I went to that house at the front, I never thought that 18 years later, we will have such a beautiful campus. A daycare at the front, the masjid at the middle, and a school at the end. It is really amazing what a blessing we have, what a gift Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, and how lucky we are to be part of this history. And there are so many people that we are thankful, and I cannot really, it's impossible for me to name them all. So let me just thank everybody, even those who are no longer with us. Let's remember them and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate their position in Jannah. And I know there are people who wanted to be among us, but they are traveling, such as our President, Dr. Parviz Hamadani, our Treasurer and Assistant Treasurer, Brother Nisar Karamali, and Adil Natani. So let's ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help them for their safe return. There are a couple of special guests among us, and I wanted just to mention them. These people were integral part of building this school. You heard Dr. Iqbal mention about the project manager, but I want to mention his son, Ali. Ali, we can't see you. If you can come forward so people can see you. And he has been really his father's right hand in making sure that all this stuff is done, all the contracts are properly signed, and all the, whoever we went, they do the right contract. We also have our great neighbor, Leo. Would you please stand up? I want everybody to see you. This gentleman, I got to tell you the story how we met him. When we made this house of worship a place for voting for the community, I met him at the door of the masjid. He had come to vote, and he introduced himself to me that I'm your neighbor. And then we started to know each other. And he's the gentleman who's also building all the cubbies. And inshallah, he's going to build a nice shelf for our school library. So we thank you, Leo. And he's the one who's selling his property to us, by the way. Just remember that. We thank you. The last person who especially is important for our construction is Brother Naji. Brother Naji, if you could please stand up, let people see you. His company installed all the wiring, all the electric, all the AC, and more. Also the PA system. And Naji, we are really thankful for what you've done. But he is not like any other contractor. You can call him, he'll come. He's one of the nicest guys, I gotta tell you, that we have met. We're thankful, Naji, for all what you do. Now, about our Sadiq school. Our vision, our goal is to make Sadiq school the best school in the area. And even though now we are planning to have up to 8th grade, but inshallah, we're going to go all the way to 12th grade. And when our student reaches 12th grades, all of them, 100% of them, inshallah, they will go to 4-year colleges, and many of them to Ivy colleges, inshallah. You know, we have invested in one of the greatest curricula that is in New Jersey. In fact, my good friend, who is the director of the charter school, best charter school in New Jersey, when I was talking to him, I said, what curriculum do you use? He said, they use Savas. I said, interestingly, we just bought the Savas as well. Okay, we not only teach our students the educational curriculum, but we also give them the Islamic curriculum as well. So we are really bringing our children to the level that they will feel proud to keep their identity, as well as be great citizens for the United States, for the place that they live. So I thought, what should I show you? So I have 2 short videos. One is a testimonial from parents, as well as a couple comments. And then I have some videos of students in action. So let me share the first one, please.
I was honored to visit the new school, the new building. And I admire you. I admire the board of directors. I admire the founders. I admire the donors. I admire people who initiated this idea of establishing a full-time Islamic school, a Sadiq Islamic school in this place. Today, more than any other time, we need an Islamic school. And when we say Islamic school, it does not mean only memorization of Quran or Arabic. Islamic school teaches the American curriculum. It has the highest academic standard, plus teaching the Islamic principles. And I've seen some kids who graduate from Islamic schools, some of them go to Ivy League schools, to highly prestigious universities. Some of these schools are very successful. If we put the right people in charge, people with credentials, teachers with the credentials, then the school is going to be number one. You don't have to worry about the quality of education of your kids. Today, as mothers and fathers, you have a responsibility of protecting the new generation.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Sayyid Saftar. I'm father of Qaim Mazhar and Haider Ali. Both my kids, they are studying in Sadiq school. I want to share some experience with school. My daughter, she came back from Pakistan. She lived there for 10 months. And when she came back, we realized that she really had some poor communication skills. She had no socialization skills. She was unable to speak in English at all. She really had some difficulties following the instructions. With all these roadblocks, Sadiq school impressed me with the different implementations for my daughter. For example, modifying her school schedule to improve her skill set where she had lacked. They also added some extra support from the teacher. Besides all these effort, they also provided 25 years of certified affiliated teacher to help my daughter to succeed. With all these things, with the different things they did, we were able to see the results within weeks. Her communication skills, her socialization skills were increased tremendously. And we are really grateful to Sadiq School for the services and opportunity they have given to my child to help her succeed. She's very confident. She's doing amazing. She's able to speak now. She's able to communicate. And I would encourage all parents to send their kid to Sadiq School. They will not only get the education they're getting from school, but they also get the religious side of it. Like my children, they are in the habit of performing namaz with the Mulana in the school, and they're memorizing surahs. They already know some Arabic alphabets, and I would really like to thank Mr. Dr. Farazi and his team for such a great effort that they're put towards my kid. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, we're the Pure Ali family. We're here to say just a couple things about Sadiq School. We have a young daughter in kindergarten who's attending Sadiq School this year. We made the commitment to drive an hour and 20 minutes one way and an hour and 20 minutes back each day to have our daughter in a facility that has a foundation that we feel is important for her education, and also to have that Islamic foundation. And we've noticed wonderful changes. She's just blossoming as a young individual, which has been noticed by her grandparents and the rest of our family. And we just are very, very pleased and happy with the program that is offered by the secular education and also out the religious education as well from Sadiq School. My husband can probably say a little bit more about that.
Well, also the principal director, the vice principal, are very communicative, accommodating, and then really proactive about anything you ask them. And plus there is always many events and activities, so it's a wonderful place for kids. So inshallah, we'll continue with Sakina and Zahra, who is right now 2 years old, but inshallah next year we're planning to put her in pre-kindergarten, inshallah.
So inshallah, we'll try and send both kids because it's very important to have a good foundation, as everyone knows from the beginning. And so from that good foundation that Sadiq School is able to provide, inshallah, our children will succeed in a place where they're offered that love for the Ahlul Bayt, for Islam, and also for the secular education that we can find in the normal public school system.
Hello everyone, and assalamu alaikum to you all. My name is Dr. Ashur Shah. I am Arsal's father. He goes to Sadiq school, and through this brief video, I just wanted to, convey my emotions, my feelings, and my gratitude. So my experience so far, and our family's experience, and Arsal's experience at Sadiq school has been very great and amazing so far. When Arshil came of age, we were thinking about, the schools that he can go to, and we had so much to think about and so many things that we were worried about as a family, sending Arshil to school. As you all are aware, probably, the issues that our community faces in the regular school system, public school system, or private school system. So having a place like Sadiq School has been a real blessing for us, and Arshil has been going there for almost a year now. And right now, Sadiq School, the thing that we have experienced with Sadiq School and what we love is having that, standardized U.S. high quality education. And along with that, we also have, preservation of our religious values, our culture. And that is something which was really important for me, my wife, and my family to have Arshil, go to school in an environment where he would be able to experience all of those things, and he has been experiencing all of those things in the Sadiq school so far. Just to quote a few examples, in regular school system, there are so many federal holidays, but in Sadiq school, my kid also experiences having our religious or our cultural days where they can actually participate in those activities and get those days off to have that and feel that importance of those days in his life. And it was something really important to us to have those values in his life and to grow with them, which we are really appreciative of. And also apart from that, the professionalism of the teachers, the high quality environment that he's getting. We recently had our parent teacher conference where I was presented with Arshil's report card, and the way it was presented, the things that were taken into consideration, as well as presenting everything with facts, with basically material to actually demonstrate the changes that Arshil has gone through since the beginning was remarkable for me, and which actually basically increased my confidence in Sadiq School further. Right now, I think Sadiq School is at grade 1, but we really hope that we get more grades in the future, and I think that is something up and coming. To have Sadiq High School or Sadiq College in the future would be great, and that would be a blessing even further for us to have something like that. And I really urge everybody, whoever is not sending their kid to Sadiq School and their kids are of age to come to Sadiq School, I would really urge everybody to come here and be a part of this. We really need to support it for going forward for our generations, and I think it's a blessing right now and can be a great blessing in the future as well. Thank you very much.
I was honored and privileged to visit Masjid-e-Ali this weekend, and our gracious host, Brother Kazmi, was very kind enough to let us visit the nearly completed Sadiq school. I was totally awed, mesmerized, and amazed at the grand scale of this project in the current environment of lack of morality and spirituality, where the schools are instilling atheism. This is a dire need to safeguard our future. The project is amazing, I just cannot describe. And the product of this project, inshallah, will ensure that our centers, our faith, our azhar will continue in the near future. My special thanks to the board of directors. I salute you. May Allah reward you in multifold. Jazakallahu khair. Wassalam.
The last gentleman was a visitor, Brother Ansari from Allentown. So he was here and he was shown the masjid and school, and he was amazed that we have such a beautiful place. I also want to mention that our school, not only we provide great education, but our tuition is really low compared to many schools in the area. And we even have financial aid for families that they cannot afford to even that low tuition.
So we never turn any student back because parents can't afford it. So please remember that. Our doors are open. We want to make sure that you, as parents, have the ability to bring your child to Sadiq school, inshallah. You heard a lot about the committed staff and so forth, and many of them are sitting here. I want to thank them. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Just to give you a little bit flavor of the type of activities that our students do, we have put together a short video of our children in action. Enjoy it. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I am in the computer and digital literacy class for our first graders, which is taught by Mr. Fazil. Two of our students, Rogaya Abdul Gadir and Rabab Hassan, are going to demonstrate one of the programming that they have learned in this class. Rabab, what is the task today?
The task is for them not to get to the cheese.
Oh, okay. Rogaya, can you tell me the steps that the mouse has to take or algorithm to reach to the cheese?
It has to take 3 steps. 2, 2. And then it has to turn 1 time.
Okay.
And then take 1 more step.
Okay, great. Rabab, can you program the mouse to follow these steps? Okay, now let's see if this is going to work. Okay, so Rogaya, let's push the button to mouse to come on.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah.
And I will take you there, the little bird said to Rehma. Rehma got on his back. The little bird took Rehma higher and higher until they found the ocean. When Rehma saw the ocean, she was so excited. She sincerely thanked the little bird and jumped off his back. Plop! Everyone say plop.
Plop!
Did she find her home? Yes. She fell into the water.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we have our first graders with us, Ali Haider and Kausar Sajjadpur, and they will be reciting Surah Al-Fil for us today, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل وجعلهم كعصف مأكول صدق الله العلي العظيم. Let's go to Masjid-e-Ali. Come on, guys. Help. Nura. Come here.
Rat sat. Rat, no, right, sat.
I did it at the same time.
Nice problem solving.
I was actually writing from here.
That's okay. Just write it. It's okay. You're doing wonderful. Sat. Let me see. Rat sat.
5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, stop. Pass it down. Pass it down. Up, this side, this way.
You can have it. Give it
Pass
to
it
Heather.
down.
Heather can have a turn. Heather, pick it up.
Ready?
And shake it.
Shake it.
Again.
Hold it from the top. Good job, timer. Ready?
Ready. Do it again.
Hold it from the top. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Stop.
Alif. Alif, ba, ta, sa, jim, ha,
This one. This is what?
ha,
Ha.
ha, dal, zal, ra, na, la,
This one?
sin,
Za.
za, sin, shi, sad, dot, do, zo, ein, rein, fa, ka, kaf, lam, mim, nun, ha, wow, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm here in first grade with Hannah and Manha, and we're going to be doing a nice, fun science experiment as part of our Living Things unit. Girls, tell me what we're going to be doing today. Hannah?
We're going to learn about how do flowers change color.
How flowers take in water. Remember how important water is for plants, right? So when a plant is given water, Manha, does it drink it?
Yes.
Yes, and it travels how for a flower?
They travel up to the stem and then they go to the petals and then the flower drinks it and then they bloom.
Very good. So the first step for our experiment is we have a cup of clear water and we're going to add something to it. What are we going to add?
Food coloring.
Okay, Manha, here we go. You're going to take some food color and you're going to put it into the water and mix it nice, okay? There you go. Good job. What
Now
did it
it's
do
red
to the
again.
water, Hannah? What did the food color do to the water?
Made it red.
Yes, it did. It changed into red. Good job.
Now it's changing, like you put too much like that one.
Yeah. All right, Hannah, you want to add our flowers? Go ahead.
I only had the big one.
You can add all of them.
The big.
All right. Now, what do you predict is going to happen, girls?
I think it is gonna change color of the pebbles because I think it because the water is red and I think the top is gonna be orange.
Hannah, do you agree? You think that the petals are going to change color? All right. Let's check if our experiment worked. This is after time. And what do you see?
We see that the pebbles are turning orange.
They're not as white as before, are they, Hannah?
Yes.
You remember? They're not. They changed color. So your prediction was correct. Yay! Good job, girls. Great job. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Mana, I guess our experiment was a success. Ow!
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed some of the work that our students do, and I really encourage all the parents, please do not miss the opportunity. This is the opportunity of a lifetime to bring your children or your child or children to a great school. And inshallah, we will see more students register when we go to our new school.
And right now we have 26 students. Inshallah, next year we are hoping to register as up to 3rd grade, inshallah. So please bring your child or children. This is the best investment, I promise you, that you make for your child or your children. Thank you so much for your time.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Kharazi, for the insightful information. I think I can speak on behalf of all of us when I say that I'm confident in the scholastic potential that Sadiq School has to offer. We pray for its continued success, progress, inshallah, now and in the near future. Round of applause for Dr. Kharazi, please. Mu'mineen, before we go to our keynote speaker, and in the theme of schools, I have the honor to talk to you about our weekly Sunday school, known as Jafariya School of Central Jersey, affectionately known as JSCJ. I turn your attention towards our screens for a promotional video. I hope this video gave you an overview, an appreciation for, and a sense of excitement as to what Jafariya School is all about. Here on the screen, as you can see, oh, there we go, wonderful, let's see. As you can see, Jafariya School was established in 1998. This is our 25th year in Islamic school education. And I gotta tell you, it's hard to believe because I was an alumni of this school, and then a teacher, and now I'm an administrator of the same school. And I know a lot of us are gonna remember the journey here with Jafariya School. How many of us remember when we started in the basement in Edison, New Jersey, right? Yeah. And then we made our way to Mini Veal. And then the Chinese Community Center. How many of us remember Jimmy and the Chinese Community Center? Yeah, right? Not just for the Sunday school, but for the masjid too, right? He is a part of our journey. Then the 47 house that's right on this property. When you pull in the house, we did school there. And finally, we're here in this masjid. But as you see, there's a caveat. The masjid has a parenthesis next to it. This is the first year that we had a wait list for the school. Can you imagine a Sunday school with a wait list? And I'll tell you why. We had a wait list because once this clicker cooperates, let's see. There we go. We had a wait list because this year we have 243 students. 243 students, and you would think in a masjid this size, we are still trying to fit students in every nook and cranny. We're using banquet halls. We use the hallway next to the ghusl khana, for God's sake, to get a class there. We use the masjid hall, men's hall, and we still cannot fit. So this building came in due time because we are going to move along with our colleagues in Sadiq School to, inshallah, the new school building. Jafriya School has 40 teaching staff, 40 syllabus teachers, Quran teachers, assistant teachers, and our volunteers are 25 plus. This includes our administration, our lunch aides, our logistics team, our IT team. It's truly a force for a once-in-a-week school. I could go on and on about Jafriya School, and I know in the interest of time, we can't. But let me just share with you salient features and highlights of the school recently. Mu'mineen, Sunday schools in general, sometimes we think, well, maybe on average there might be one alim, if not, sometimes no alim, depending on the community. Mu'mineen, Jafriya School does not only have one resident alim or one alim. We don't have 2 ulama, we have 4 ulama who come every single Sunday. I'll start on the top left. Sheikh Ahmad Amini, coming from the greater Philadelphia area. He teaches our 8th grade students. And by the way, he does adult classes every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. absolutely for free. Quran, fiqh, counseling, and I invite you at this time, come, join us Sunday morning. There's no fee. If you walk in, I'll take you to the class. He's ready to go. Morning classes for adults, for the community, and then he teaches the 8th grade. Our resident alim, Maulana Sayyid Rizwan Rizvi, he teaches our 10th grade and our 11th grade students, meaning these are the students that are about to graduate Sunday school. He makes sure that their milestones are up to speed. And he helps coordinate our Salat program school-wide. The bottom 2, Sheikh Wassam Abdul Karim and Sheikh Hussam Abdul Karim. They also drive from a distance. Sheikh Wassam teaches grade 9, and Sheikh Wassam is the dedicated alim for the primary school of Jafriya School, meaning pre-K through 2nd grade. Sheikh Wassam does a 2 rakat salat with them. Imagine, pre-K and 2nd grade, every single Sunday. Sheikh Hussam teaches our 7th grade. Sheikh Hussam is also instrumental in our Quran curriculum, teaching us and guiding us into how we can teach the Quran with our students in very nice bite-sized pieces for them to be able to walk home with the big picture. Another salient feature, our IT team. Our IT team is a massive undertaking. Brother Haider Khan and his team, we are registered with Google, with G Suites. We all have jafriyaschool.com email addresses. That's important. Branding is important for a school. And our IT team got us through the COVID pandemic. You imagine we couldn't meet in person? Our IT team transferred our school from in-person to remote learning for 2 years. And I salute our IT team who did an absolutely incredible job. Before the upcoming, let me just mention, I know we said we have 4 ulama, but I gotta tell you, in the 25 years, we were lucky to have even more. I see Sheikh Bilal in the audience. He was with us recently in Jafriya School. I see Maulana Sayyid Ali Haider Abadi. He also taught with us in Jafriya School. And we cannot forget our dearly missed Marhum Hujjatul Islam Maulana Sayyid Tilmiz Hasnain Rizvi. May Allah rest his soul and bless him with peace and the deepest ranks of paradise. He was also teaching in Jafriya School. Our upcoming, what we have coming up, and then I conclude. We are starting with the New Jersey Shia Sports League. We are starting a sports camp in Jafriya School. Physical education is key. It's important to teach kids about discipline, teamwork, and physical activity. That's coming up. Kahoot nights for the community at large, for the students, for the parents, for the families, to keep people engaged beyond a Sunday. Our JSCJ milestones to make sure that before kids leave Jafriya school, they hit the milestones they need to be ambassadors of Jafriya school. Charity drives, and of course our events, Hajj simulations, cultural days, and who can forget graduation. Like I said, I can go on and on and on about Jafriya school, but we don't have that kind of time. So let me tell you one thing. Talk to any of us. Talk to the community. Hear the list of administrators. Talk. Speak to the parents who have kids in Jafriya school. Let them be a testament to the education that we provide. And inshallah, we look forward to seeing you, maybe on Sunday after winter break, in Maulana Amini's adult classes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you all for your attention. Mu'mineen, it is now time for our keynote address. We are very, very lucky to have a man like Imam Sayyid Hassan al-Qazwini joining us today. A man who needs no introduction. We're all familiar with him. He was born in the holy city of Karbala. He is from the noble and notable Qazwini family. He is the son of Ayatollah Sayyid Murtada al-Qazwini. Among his many, many, many accomplishments, I can go on, but he founded the Islamic Institute of America in 2015, which is in Dearborn, Michigan. He is not your ordinary scholar. He's not your ordinary alim. He's a teacher, he's an activist, and he's an influence on a national and an international level. He has met with former presidents, Bill Clinton and George Bush. He has been one of the most outspoken and influential Muslim Shia religious leaders in the United States. Mu'mineen, please help me welcome Imam Sayyid Hassan al-Qazwini with a round of applause, followed by a nice salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
No, I don't need a chair, yeah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين. Honorable ulama and scholars, respected guests, my dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. قال الله العظيم في محكم كتابه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. I would like to express my deep gratitude and my excitement actually over meeting this very beautiful community, even though I have been to New Jersey before, but for the past several years, I never had the chance to come and visit this beautiful community. I would like to congratulate you on this beautiful landmark Masjid-e-Ali that you have built. This shows how vibrant, how great this community is. And it has been an opportunity also for me to reconnect with all the friends, Dr. Asad Sadiq, Dr. Aftab Hussein, Dr. Ihtisham Abidi, and many, many, many friends that I am so delightful and honored to reconnect with them. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse says, "Ud'u ila sabili rabbik bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana." Invite to the path of your Lord with hikmah, with wisdom, and with good preaching. I don't need to emphasize the fact that we Muslims, and particularly we Shia, we live in a great country like the United States of America. Now, when I say a great country, I'm not talking about the foreign policy of the United States. I'm sure you and I and many of us disagree with many aspects of the foreign policy of the United States. But I'm talking about the United States as a foundation, as a nation, as a country that embraces immigrants and talent. You can see how this country brings about the talent of the entire universe, people from West, from East, from Pakistan, India, Iran, Afghanistan, the Muslim world, the non-Muslim world, they all migrate to this country to establish a new life. Simply because this country offers them a great job opportunities in which they can thrive. And I can tell that our Muslim community has benefited greatly from the opportunities offered by this country. Alhamdulillah, many of us are prosperous. Many of our children have pursued highest levels of education. Many of them have graduated from Ivy colleges and universities. If you look around, you can see many young brothers and sisters who are professionals, lawyers, doctors, engineers, etc., etc. This is a big ni'mah, my dear brothers and sisters, that we need to be very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, in Nahj al-Balagha, he has a beautiful saying, as all his sayings are beautiful and great. And that is why he is Imam al-Balagha, the leader of eloquence. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, to those who think which land is best, is the Middle East better than the West better than the Far East? If we are to rank countries as Muslims, I'm speaking as Muslims, which country we shall rank first? Let's see what the Imam says. The Imam alayhi salam does not say that the best country is the one you hear the adhan every day in the morning, even though this is a great privilege if we can have. The Imam alayhi salam does not say the great country, the great place is where you can find halal meat, even though this is a privilege if we can get. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam says, خير البلاد ما حملك لا ما حملك. The best country is the one that treats you well and does not violate your dignity. We see this happening in this country. We see that Muslims, in general speaking, I know there are certain incidents here and there, but generally speaking, Muslims have so much freedom in this country that they may not find in their original countries, even in the religious sense. You know, you're Shia, most of you, and you know what does being a Shia mean in certain countries? In Pakistan and India and Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan. We all know what it means to be Shia. So, but here in this country, you can build the most beautiful masjid and nobody come your way. Same thing applies to other people, to Christians and Jews, to Hindus. All people come to this country and they have this freedom of prosperity and building a success story. But with opportunity, with freedom, my dear brothers and sisters, come responsibility as well. We have a huge responsibility. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment may tell us, I gave you a good country to live, a good house to live in, a good salary to receive, good services, but in return, you have a responsibility. And that responsibility is to carry the torch of Islam and Ahlul Bayt to others as well. This is not a joke, my dear brothers and sisters. This is a reality. Each one of us, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had planned for you to come and live in the West, He also planned for you in His way, in His own mysterious way, to become an ambassador of your faith. Most of you are, I can say all of you are by default, you are ambassadors of Islam in this country. And if we were to be ambassadors of Islam, then we have to be up to the challenge. The Quran commands Muslims to invite non-Muslims to Islam. Ud'u ila sabili rabbik. Invite others to the path of your Lord. Now many people say, this is not my job, this is the Maulana's job. This is the ulama's job, to invite non-Muslims to Islam and to run classes for them and teach them about Islam. But in reality, that might not be necessarily true. Meaning, yes, ulama, scholars, have a bigger responsibility in teaching others about our faith, but the Quran made no exception. It seems that it is everybody's responsibility. But the question is how, if I'm not a scholar? How can I invite non-Muslims to Islam if I'm not a scholar? The answer is very simple. Al-Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, "Kunu du'atan lana bighayri alsinatikum." Invite others to the path of Islam, not necessarily through your tongue, rather through your action. You hear people say, actions speak louder than words. This is very true, my dear brothers and sisters. This is very true. You had that pastor a while ago coming and speaking to your congregation a while ago, Pastor Flowers. You know, this man has become an advocate of Islam and Shi'ism and Imam Hussein. Why is that? He went to Iraq. He visited Imam Hussein shrine. He was touched by the way he was treated by Muslims in Iraq. And this will have the most powerful impact on someone when they feel how other Muslims treat them. You all know that most Americans receive their main and probably only information on Islam and Muslims from Fox News. We need to change that. How? By showing them literally how we Muslims live. How did the Prophet impact other people? Do you really think that every time the Prophet ﷺ met a new Muslim, it was through a theological debate he had to launch to prove to him the 5 pillars of Islam and Usul al-Din and Furu' al-Din? No. In most cases, it took a very small little gesture from the Prophet ﷺ. Let me give you a simple example how the Prophet was able to leave an everlasting impact on those who meet him for a few minutes only. For a few minutes only, they meet the Prophet, and then this could be a life-changing experience. One day the Prophet in Mecca was walking the streets of Mecca when he met an old lady. And she was carrying a big load from the market that she was struggling to carry. She's an old lady. And she was not Muslim. The Prophet, peace be upon him, approached her with a big smile on his face. He says, Ummah, mother. He's calling her mother. I see you're struggling with your load. Would you allow me to help you carry this load? He doesn't know her. He does not know her. He have not seen him before. But he's offering his help. And guess who? The most honorable person on earth. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She says, yes, son, yes, I would appreciate your help. So the Prophet carries the load for her and he goes with her to her house. When they arrive into the house, she turns to the Prophet and she says, son, I have no way to pay you off for what you did to me, but in order for me to show my gratitude to you, I'm not going to pay you cash. I don't have cash to pay you, but I have an advice to give you. The Prophet says, yes, go ahead. She says, since I admire you for who you are and for your humility and for helping me out, I want to warn you about a magician who lives in Mecca and his name is Muhammad. Just beware of him. He may have his own spell magic on you. So make sure he does not influence you. The Prophet ﷺ, as he was still smiling, he says to the lady, Ummah, hal ra'ayti Muhammadan? Have you seen Muhammad? She says, no, I have not seen him, but I always hear about him. He says to her, Ana Muhammad. I am Muhammad, the one you're talking about. She says, you are Muhammad? قال بلى. قالت أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأنك رسول الله. All along, she was hearing negative things about Prophet Muhammad. The propaganda. He is a magician. He's a poet. He is this. He is that. In 1 minute, the Prophet ﷺ was able to blow up all this propaganda. And he turns an enemy into a friend. Another example happened in Medina. When the Prophet moved to Medina, he happened to have a Jewish neighbor. Now, remember, in Medina, there was a vibrant Jewish community living in Medina. His neighbor happened to be Jewish. So one day, the Prophet comes out and he sees trash being thrown at the doorsteps. And it seemed that this guy took this as a habit. Muslims wanted to teach him a lesson. The Prophet says, leave him alone. He is my neighbor. Leave him alone. Please don't harass him. Don't go near him. And Muslims were getting frustrated with what this man is doing with their Prophet, throwing his garbage every single day before the doorsteps of the Prophet. One day, the Prophet ﷺ came out and he found the doorsteps super clean. And he asked about the man, what happened? He forgot his homework today. And they told him, no, he didn't forget. He is simply sick. So he is home. The Prophet came. He knocked on his door. The man thought the Prophet came to retaliate. And he, with a stern face, opening the door, telling Prophet Muhammad, what do you want? The Prophet says, nothing. I heard you are sick. You're my neighbor. I came to visit you. I came to check on you. Again, the man said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. My dear brothers and sisters, we Muslims can have a huge impact on our neighbors in this country. According to Pew Research, 44% of Americans have not met a Muslim in their life. And this explains why almost 45% of Americans hold negative views about Islam. Because when you don't know me, you may stereotype me. You may have a bad idea about me. And that's why Imam Ali alayhi salam says, "An-nas a'da'u ma jahilu." People are enemy to that they do not know. When people get to know you, they see how sincere you are, how good you are, how law-abiding citizens we are, then they will change their perception on us. Let not allow Americans to continue learning about Islam through Fox News. Let's not allow Fox News or Daesh or ISIS to be our spokesperson. Let us reclaim our religion and let us be the spokesperson for our religion. Invite non-Muslims to your masajid. What is wrong? Sometimes people come to our masjid. I'm sure some non-Muslims come to yours as well. Some people come to me and say, "Look at this guy. This is a stranger coming to this masjid." I say, "Okay, so what's wrong with that?" "I don't know, maybe he's a spy." Spy? Are we running a nuclear reactor here in this masjid for them to spy on us? It's a masjid. What kind of secrets we Muslims have? Nothing. Let them come here. Let them see that we are not a cult. We are a peaceful religion. We just pray like they pray. And we worship God like they do, but a different language and a different direction. Let them come to our... In fact, few weeks ago, a Jewish guy came and he prayed in our masjid. A sister, one of the sisters in the masjid, she took a shot, a video clip of that. I wasn't at the masjid. And she sent it to me. Say it, there's a Jewish guy here praying in the masjid. I said, so what? Jewish guy is praying in the masjid. Well, alhamdulillah, he is praying in the masjid. He's not carrying a rifle to shoot. He's here to pray. What's wrong? And this place was meant to be a worship place. So let's keep it open, even for a Jewish person, even for a Hindu person. This is the true application of what we Muslims believe. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, "An-nasu sinfan." There are 8 billion people on earth. Almost 2 billion are Muslims, your brothers in your faith. But what about the other 6 billion? They are your brothers in humanity. This is what Imam Ali says. An-nasu sinfan, people of two kinds. Imma akhun laka fi ad-din, aw nadhirun laka fil khalq. Either they are your brothers in religion, or they are your brothers in humanity. So my dear brothers and sisters, let's be always welcoming. The best way we Muslims can disseminate the message of Islam is not by shouting, not by yelling, rather by living Islam and acting as Muslims. I know you are having a fundraising for the school, and I was planning for 40-minute speech, but as I was getting to the podium, Dr. Aftab approached me and he whispered, he says, "Say it only 20 minutes. So I had to oblige. So, but that's a very important subject, my dear brothers and sisters. Building, sustaining, supporting an Islamic school, whether full-time or weekend, especially full-time school, this must be our mission nowadays, my dear brothers and sisters. And I tell you why. And I will explain to you within the next few available minutes I have. I will explain to you why it is a must to have an Islamic school, particularly a full Islamic school. You know, most of you have migrated to the US within last maximum 40 years, right? Anybody before 40 years? Raise your hand. How many years? 48. Anyone? 45. Anyone beyond 48 years? We have Muslims in Michigan who migrated to the United States in the early 1900s. Why? Because Henry Ford opened car factories in Detroit, and he was looking for cheap labor. Muslims from Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen migrated. Now we have third and fourth generation Muslims in Michigan. So you may not understand the impact, the barakah of having a masjid and 4 ulama sitting on one table. Those who migrated here 50, 60 years ago, they are the ones who paid the price for that. Now you are so blessed. Sometimes we do not realize how blessed we are till, God forbid, we lose the ni'mah, the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I pray that Allah will always, always shower you with His ni'mah and keep those ulama and those Islamic institutions functioning. Because trust me, without those ulama and without masjids like this, sometimes we go astray. We do not understand what Islam is. I met a Muslim in California almost 30 years ago when I first came, and I asked him, he said, I'm originally from a Muslim country. My grandfather was Muslim. I said, how about you? Are you Muslim? He says, I am Muslim, but I said, what, do you know anything about Islam? He said, yeah, I know 2 things only, hummus and tabbouleh. I said, Islam has 5 pillars, usul ad-din. Now you made them 7. 5 plus hummus and tabbouleh. I didn't know that. This is surprising to me. My dear brothers and sisters, this could sound a joke, but trust me, there are Muslims who migrated to this country 70, 60 years ago, and now the only thing they know about Islam is hummus and tabbouleh. That's all they know. They assimilated in this society. And if we do not rush to rescue and save our children, this could be the same with our children 50 years from now. That the only thing they know about Islam is samosa and chicken tandoori, my dear brothers and sisters. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. If we do not instill our Islamic values in them from day one, they will become secular Muslims. They will become Muslims in name only. Let me share this story with you and I will finish, inshallah. In one city, I'm not going to mention where, in the United States, I was invited to preside over a funeral. A Muslim lady who came from the Middle East while she was 16-year-old. She got married in the United States. She had 7 or 8 children. She died at age 90-year-old. So I was invited to preside over her funeral. We were given an address of a masjid. So I went with a friend. We arrived there, and when I entered, I see there is a dome on the top. But when I entered the masjid, I see there was a social hall like this. Some 300 people were there. Women were all dressed up, having makeup. Men are all dressed up. The aroma of perfume is wafting around. It seems like men and women chatting, laughing, having chill. And I was confused. I told my friend, are you sure we entered the right place? He says, yes, Sayyid, this is masjid. I said, but it doesn't seem it's a masjid because the setting here is very weird that men and women with no hijab whatsoever. So my friend says, Sayyid, you see, this is the casket and they are going to start the funeral in a few minutes. Few minutes later, and the MC went to the podium. He announced that the funeral is starting formally, and everybody sat in their seat. And the first speaker was the son of this lady. Which lady? A Muslim lady who migrated from the Middle East at age 16. She got married in this country. She had 7 or 8 kids. They are all grown up. Some of them are grandfathers and mothers themselves. And she died at age 90. Her son, who I assume was in his 60s, was the first speaker to speak. He started his speech off saying, no Bismillah, nothing. He said, today I have mixed feelings. This is exactly how he started his, and he is Muslim. He's supposed to be Muslim. He says, today I have mixed feelings, my friend. I am jubilant, but I am saddened. When he said I'm jubilant, it was a shock for me. He says, you know why I am saddened, because you see the casket for my mother being laid here. But also I'm very happy and jubilant today because it is my wife's birthday. So I don't know, should I be happy and jubilant and exuberant, or I should mourn the death of my mother? God is my witness. This is exactly what this man said. In my heart, I said, in addition to his mother's dying, there is another tragedy. This man himself, he is dead. We should do another funeral for this guy, for himself. Someone who equates his mother's death with his wife's birthday. Is this how we treat our mothers? I know you're supposed to love your wife and be nice to her, but you equate your mother's death with your wife's birthday? Would a Muslim do something like this? Islam, that tells us that after God, it is your parents you need to be good to. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Is this how we treat our parents? Then I said to myself, this guy who was introduced as a professor, he teaches at a university. I said, the problem with this man, I would not even blame him. I blame the society, the community that raised such a son. When there is no an Islamic school, no Islamic values being taught, no Islamic morality, this is what we get. And my dear brothers and sisters, trust me, if we allow our kids to go to schools that teach no morality, no akhlaq, this is going to happen again and again and again. What do they teach kids these days in this country? You all know. Most of you know kids who go to public schools. What do they teach them? A month ago, a child came to me and he showed me what he received from his school. He printed out an email he received from his own principal in Michigan, in which the principal is asking 8th grader and 9th grader that they need to tell if they are male or female or queer or non-binary or none. You're a man, but you can choose to be a woman in America nowadays. If you're a female, you get to choose to be a male if you want. Is this, my dear brothers and sisters, what we expect for our children? That the most basic moral concepts are being attacked and bombarded? When our kids are being told it is okay to be gay, nothing wrong with being gay. Gay are normal. Back in the 70s, homosexuals were being taught to go and seek treatment with psychiatrists. You know what they tell us now? They tell us who oppose homosexuality that we need to go and seek therapy with psychiatrists. They believe it is us who are wrong. They are normal. If we don't do something about it, if we do not watch our kids, how they are being raised, if we do not make Islamic schools a priority in our communities, this is what's going to be the result, my dear brothers and sisters. And it already happened in some communities, my dear brothers and sisters, where a Muslim male was getting married with another Muslim male, an invitation was sent to the members of the community. This disease has been creeping in and reaching our community as well, my dear brothers and sisters. It is our responsibility as parents, as community leaders, as ulama, as people who have the financial ability to support those Islamic institutions. Otherwise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment will hold us responsible. So as you are, my dear brothers and sisters, are gathering here to support As-Sadiq School and the Ja'fariyah School, I tell you, my dear brothers and sisters, that this is not something you can waver on. This is not a recommended task. This is a mandatory task for all of us. And I believe that it is a must for us to support those schools. Don't go and ask any agha for ijazah for homes. If I cannot pay my homes to Muslim schools that to protect my children from going astray, then why I need the homes for? I tell you, pay your homes, pay your donations, pay any money you have, because this is the best legacy you can leave for yourself, to raise good children. And I conclude with one word from Jesus alayhi salam. Jesus, a great messenger of Allah. We Muslims love Jesus just like Christians love him. Plus, if non-Muslims allow someone in the West to attack Jesus, they cite freedom of speech. They say it is okay. I myself have seen a book in bookstores in the United States. You can check it out yourself. The name, the title of the book, remember, this is being published and sold in a predominantly Christian country. The title of the book, Jesus, the Illegitimate Son of Mary. We Muslims do not tolerate this kind of heresy. So we Muslims love Jesus alayhi salam, probably more than the Christian themselves. But we give him what he deserves. And what he deserves is لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله. Allah says Jesus is honored to be the servant of Allah, not his son. Jesus says ماذا لو ربح الإنسان العالم كله وخسر نفسه. What if I gain the entire world but I lose myself? If I become the most richest person on earth, if I become the Bill Gates of my time, if I become the Jeff Bezos of my time, but then I lose my children, I already lost myself. Nothing in this world will help me. So my dear brothers and sisters, I encourage you to donate heavily as much as you can to support this school and to keep this trust in your hand, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us and will hold us accountable on the day of judgment. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات. إنك مجيب الدعوات، إنك قاضي الحاجات، إنك على كل شيء قدير. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah khair, Sayyid, for the insightful and heartfelt keynote address. We look forward to having you again, inshallah, in the near future to enlighten our community. Mu'mineen, we are hoping that the program thus far has motivated you to support this Masjid-e-Ali campus. As we reach the tail end of our program, I invite our resident alim, Maulana Sayyid Rizwan Rizvi, for the fundraising and auctioning some very unique items. Please welcome him with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allah.
All right, so I think I am the only person between you and the dinner, right? All right. Yeah, I'll just use that one. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Inshallah, I'll make it very quick. It's 8:46, right? Need my glasses. 8:45. 9 o'clock, if you want dinner, then you'll, inshallah, go ahead and comply with me for the next 15 minutes. I would like to invite Sheikh Bilal Hussain, who's over here as well. Huh? This one's working. Okay, all right. All right. Bismillah. Loud nara salawat. Kya keh rahe? Grab this one if you want. This one's not on. I turned it off. This one? Put it down. All right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين بالقاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول ربي لولا أخرتني إلى عجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين صدق الله العلي العظيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. You know what why is this? That one's working. You know what you call a donor with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. All right. So inshallah we'll start that everybody knows everyone over here. I have a few items over here. One of them is a flag, which was actually auctioned off back in 2014. And Sheikh Jihad Ismail was very gracious to have given that flag to us. It's been to many of the shrines. And we have 3 beautiful books, decorated and mutarraz. One is, of course, Quran. Second is Nahjul Balagha. And third is Saifa Sajjadiya. All 3 of them are from the library of my late father, Maulana Sayyid Tilmiz Hassan Rizvi. And then we have a piece of stone from the haram of Hazrat Abul Fadl Abbas alayhi salatu wasalam. What I wanted to do, these 5 items that I have, is instead of auctioning them, anyone who donates anything over 25,000 gets that as a gift. But wait, I'm not starting at 25,000. I want to, first of all, thank you all for making the effort and coming out here tonight. I know it's a busy season. People have plans and they're traveling, but we're overwhelmed with the response that we got from the community. I was told earlier that we have about 350 people on the premise right now. That's excluding the kids, 70 plus, that are being entertained by Sadiq School PTO and the child care services.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
Allahumma salli. And to keep it short and sweet, I have Sheikh Bilal with me, no introduction needed. I recited the last verse from chapter Surah Munafiqun, right? Allah says, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ. That spend, give charity in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from that which we have given you. Don't think that it is yours. We have given it to you, meaning Allah is saying that. قَبْلَ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ. Before death approaches you. And then one of you will say, فَيَقُولَ رَبِّي لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ. Oh my Rabb, I wish you give me respite. Give me more time. Delay my death so that I can what? فَأَصَّدَّقَ. So I can go ahead and be charitable. وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And be amongst the righteous. Of course, this is a dua which will not come true once the ajal and the death approaches. And therefore, right now is the opportunity before we go ahead and make that dua. You see on the screens many ways that you can contribute. You already been given a very elaborative explanation and presentation or presentations about the various projects that have been accomplished already, mashallah. And of course, this is still continuing and we're still growing. You heard about the 2.5-acre land, plans for that as well, inshallah, in future. But right now, what we have in front of us, we should be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what we have in front of us right now. A lot of time we are thinking about, I wish we had that, I wish we had that, I wish we had that. But we are neglecting of that ni'mat that is already in front of us. So with that said, I want to ask Sheikh Bilal to jump in and join me in this endeavor where we would like to start off with the donors, inshallah, who would like to either give or pledge tonight from $100,000, inshallah. So if I get a few of those, this program could be, concluded right away and we can go ahead right to the delicious dinner that is waiting for us. So anyone who's willing to donate, and I want my volunteers to be present over here. If the volunteers are outside, they should come inside, because you need to be running to the table. As soon as you see someone raise their hand, go up to them right away. Don't lose this opportunity. Anyone for $100,000.
Please remember that tabarrukat are first come, first serve. So,
and you can move that. They want to raise their hand? They want to raise their hand? They don't want to raise their hand. MashaAllah. So I have two individuals. I have two individuals who have already pledged to give $100,000 each.
For their family members and their marhumin, allowed salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So it's not just that Allah gives you, but also by giving you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also bestows ability to give back. So many people are bestowed with the ni'mat of, everything, wealth, but it is also a bigger step to be able to detach that from yourself, right? That we become so attached with it. And therefore, mashallah, thank you very much. So two right there for $100,000. So I'll lower the bar. We come down to $50,000. So if we have any 50 grand.
By the way, it's not a bad thing to donate publicly as well too, because it promotes others to give. So if you want to raise your hand and share, it's a fantastic thing.
Yeah. So I've been informed that one Bandai Khuda, again, wants to remain anonymous, has donated $50,000. If 100,000 were two, I think we should get at least 450 grand, right? Inshallah. So I'll pause here for a second while Sheikh Bilal further entertains you. 50,000, anyone right here?
You know what's funny, Sayyidina?
Yes.
Is that I always noticed the kids when I was at Jafri school, when we would stand together, they'd call us salt and pepper. Now I thought it was our beards, but looking on the screen as we're standing together.
Yeah.
So I have a story. Shall we share a story while we're waiting for our donors to come? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala.
Sayyid Sabbah Shubbar, Hafidhullah, tells a story about when he was a young boy, his father took him to Isfahan. And the story is called the story of the 2 kilos of grapes. That when they went to Isfahan, they went to the biggest masjid in Isfahan and they were praying there, and the Imam Ratib, the leader of the prayers, came afterwards to greet them and to honor them. And when he comes to see them, he says, Sayyid, shall I tell you the story about how this masjid was built? They said, please tell us the story. And I say about 400 or 500 years ago, there was a very important businessman in the city of Isfahan. And this businessman was one of the wealthiest people in the city, and one day he happened to be out in the market, and in the market, he was walking through with a servant, and as he was looking for things to buy for his family, he found a seller who was selling grapes. Now remember something, markets in those days were not like today that every shop has grapes in them, but rather it was something that seasonally, if it came up and somebody had it, you could buy it. Now this tajir, this businessman, he sees these grapes and they're the most beautiful grapes he's ever seen. He gets really excited about the grapes. He gets so excited, he says, I want to buy these. And he buys them, and the guy has 2 kilos, he buys both kilos, he says, and he gives it to his servant, he says, listen, I have a little bit of business to finish. Take these grapes home, I'm coming home in an hour, I'll be home in an hour, but I don't even want to walk around the market with these grapes, send them home. Servant says, no problem, takes the grapes, goes home. Businessman does his business, and the entire time he's doing his business, he's thinking about these grapes. And when he gets home, he comes into the house, says Assalamu alaikum to his family, and then proceeds to the kitchen to look for the grapes. Can't find the grapes. So he goes to his wife, he says, wife, where are the grapes? She says, what grapes? He says, I sent the servant home, he brought home 2 kilos of grapes, where are they? He says, oh, the grapes, thank you so much, we ate them. The businessman says, you ate them? She says, yeah, me and the kids, we sat down, the grapes, we ate them. He said, did you save me some? No, we didn't think to save you even a grape. He says, not even one grape you saved me? She says, no, what's the problem? The man becomes incredibly upset and he leaves. And as he leaves the house, he yells, he says, you didn't save me a single grape. And he leaves. And she says, come back, we'll buy more grapes. And he says, there's no more grapes. And he leaves. Man's angry. Wife's worried. Pretty common. He goes, now where he goes is what's interesting. He goes immediately to the realtor, to the one who sells land. He goes to the guy who sells land and he says, I want you to find me the largest piece of land in Isfahan and I want to buy it from you right now. He says, no problem, come back tomorrow. He says, no, not tomorrow, right now. Sell it to me right now. He says, okay. He looks through, he finds, and he says, Sayyidina, there is this large piece of land in the middle of Isfahan, it's very nice. I'll set up the contracts and I'll send them to your house tomorrow. He says, no, not tomorrow, now. Realtor says, okay. He sets the contract, everything is done. He says, the money will get to you, buys the land immediately. As soon as he buys the land, he goes to the top engineer in the city of Isfahan, knocks on his door. Engineer says, Khair, inshallah, you're here, what do you need, what can I do for you? Obviously, when the largest businessman in the city comes to see you, get curious. He goes to the engineer, he says, engineer, I just bought a large piece of land. I want you to build me the biggest, best masjid of Isfahan. Engineer says, no problem, we'll do the designs and we'll come back to you later. He says, no, I want to start buying the material right now. He says, right now? What's the hurry? He says, I am in a hurry. Sell it to me right now. Find me the materials right now. Let's start the process right now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, now. Engineer says, okay, these are the things that we can do. And they go and they pick some of the stones, they pick some of the things, they go through this process, and the engineer says, I'll start. And I'll start working on it. After completing these 2 tasks, the businessman comes home, and now he comes back smiling. And obviously, in the condition that he left, his wife and his kids are sitting at the door like, oh my God, we're in trouble. He comes home, he's smiling. His wife says, why are you smiling? Is everything okay? He says, yeah, everything's fine. He says, I started building a masjid. She says, you started building a masjid? Why? Is everything okay? He says, yes, I started the process of building a masjid. She says, what's the hurry? You bought the land, you did all this, what's the hurry? You have a long life ahead of you, your businesses are busy, you have a lot going on. Why take on the additional responsibility now of building a masjid? He says, wife, today I'm alive and I bought the grapes and I didn't get a single grape. Tomorrow if I die or if I don't avail this opportunity, who will do qari khair, who will do good deeds for me after I'm gone? This is one of the great reminders for us in our life. Don't delay to do a good deed. Don't imagine that tomorrow is promised. Why leave your good deeds to someone else's responsibility that after I am gone my family should do, or that before I die I will do? Take the time today that if Allah has given us life today, then start now. Don't delay.
The question of $50,000 comes back. So we have one $50,000 donor. Do we have one more? and then we'll move down, inshallah. Anyone? Please keep an eye on the people raising their hands. All right. So we'll lower the bar further down to 25 grand. Now, these things are only going to be going to those who are 25 plus, 25,000 and more. So I already have 300K and 150K. 2 more items remaining over here to those who are 25,000. If I see a hand, 2 $25,000 pledges. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad. So there are pledges right here, and then I want to see maybe a few hands raised over here as well. 1, 25,000 going once, twice. All right. We'll bring it down to, you say 15? 15,000. Don't disappoint me. $15,000. I'm coming down so quickly. I was just a minute ago at 100 grand, right? 15,000. Do I have one? One at least one individual for $15,000. Bismillah. You just heard the story. You want to invest today. You don't want to wait till tomorrow. Grapes won't remain forever. They didn't even last for an hour, right? Bismillah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Someone go ahead and get the form too, inshallah. All right. We'll bring it down to 10,000. I think the 10 is a good figure, right? 10,000. MashaAllah, one more $25,000 pledge. I'm coming to 10. But also we have the online, I'm coming to 10. So we have the online viewers as well. I don't know if someone is keeping tab with them as well, interacting with them as well. Online viewers, you can definitely join in. You see this list of ways to sponsor. Of course, we wanted to start with high and come down. But these are ways that you can definitely get your name included into these projects and definitely, that sow that, plant that seed so that inshallah you will reap it tomorrow. So 15,000, I'll bring it down to 10,000. MashaAllah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Can I see the folks in the other hall? I can't see them. If I can see them, someone should go over there. Because they're completely disconnected. Or at least, Faisal Bhai is there? Faisal Bhai? All right. Let me know if anyone raises their hand for 10,000. Yes.
Another pledge for 10,000.
MashaAllah. One more pledge for $10,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
All right. 10,000. I think we can do better than that. MashaAllah. One more $10,000.
I think we have another pledge in the back as well too. We have another 10,000 pledge in the back. I hope it was 10,000, otherwise you're giving us 10,000 now.
Right there. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma
salli ala Muhammad. So 10,000 right there.
Another 10,000 over here as well too. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Person. Faisal Bhai, anyone from the other hall? All right. More 10,000 from this, so we can balance it out. You know, there've been so many 10,000s over here. I know it's a smaller hall over here, but still, ratio-wise, huh? All right. So we'll bring it down to 5,000. I already have one pledge right here of $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
One more for $5,000. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another one for $5,000. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. One more for $5,000. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. 5,000 right over there, going on the right. 5,000 over here on the left. $5,000 right there. $5,000. Bismillah. Keep sending salawat. This is the barakat of salawat. People, 5,000 over there. 5,000 over there. 5,000 right there. Volunteers, please.
5,000 right here?
If I'm yelling, just let me know. More $5 grand right there on the corner. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
$5,000 over here. MashaAllah.
You know what I'm seeing overwhelmingly? It's the father giving the money. Story I think really related with dads that, you know, if you don't give it yourself, they're not going to give it on your behalf. There'll be no grapes left. So I think we need a few of the sisters to step up as well too, you know?
Absolutely. So before we come down from 5,000, I'm still at 5, but I have two over here. One for $1,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Few more $5,000? Few more? All right. This is another $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Keep an eye over there on the corner.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Okay. So you know we have a program called Musalla Project, right? You all probably have heard of it. One of the greatest projects, the Musalla donation. So you go upstairs in the Masjid Hall to pray. Each Musalla, $2,000. I'll give you a special price for tonight only. Right? Just because we're in the season of celebrations, right? Another $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
This is another $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على.
There's no name on this one. Okay. Okay. So, Musalla, you can sponsor a Musalla for $2,000. What does that mean is that you get a name plaque for yourself or your marhumin written right outside the walls of the Musalla. And every time someone prays on that Musalla, guess what? Sadaqah Jariyah continues for your loved ones. One of the best ways of donating and while having this continuous, right, Sadaqah Jariyah going is to have that Musalla. So we'll start with 2,000. Now we're at $2,000. So everyone who donates 2,000, inshallah, we will be giving you a Musalla along with it as well. So let me start with 2,000. Let's go around.
This is a great opportunity. $2,000 for a Musalla that's Sadaqah Jariyah for your marhumin is an excellent opportunity.
2,000. Right there, $2,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another 2,000 right here. Come on, you right? 2,000 right here.
Anyone over here? $2,000 for a Sadaqah Jariyah donation on behalf of our marhumin, on behalf of our family members, even for yourself. It's a good deed to establish. Maybe I can't build a masjid today.
Absolutely.
But I can make sure that there is a musalla upon which people pray.
And while you'll be having, inshallah, delicious dinner, we'll let you know how much we have raised. Okay. So, mashallah, the donations are pouring in, which is always a good sign. You see on the board, on the screen, it says ways to sponsor. When you sponsor one of those things, what it does is that your name, inshallah, will go on either the boards or the plaque will be on the benches and other things. Of course, having a name is not a big deal, but of course, this is continuous Sadaqah Jariyah. Anyone who sits on that bench, anyone who studies there, any rooms that are being sponsored, you are getting the thawab for that as well. So I want lots of salawat as I read these out for you. Pick that up. A $1,400. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
You want to share some? These?
Sure. Why not?
Just read the amount.
Okay. We have one donation for $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another one for $5,000.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So I have one for 3,000 over here. Loud nara salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another one for $5,000. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. A Musalla sponsorship for $2,000.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So I have one over here for $1,000. We had not jumped to 1,000 yet, but yes, keep on pouring them in. If you want to donate any amount at this moment, is all welcome. Another way that you can contribute, is through monthly ACH program, right? One of the best things about this monthly ACH program is that when you look at your, statement every month, or maybe more than once a month, right? You see all these different bills on it. The utility bills, the car, the mortgage, and all these other things. And then in the middle of that, there says what? MFI, Masjid-e-Ali, $30 monthly, $100 monthly, $50 monthly. Just imagine, $30 is the minimum that you can contribute to that project, to that program. $30. I'm sure many of you spend more than that in coffee or Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and whatnot on daily basis.
We have another donation for $1,400.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So we have one more for $10,000. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali.
I have one here for $10,000 as well. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad.
The person from YouTube live streaming that's going on, mashallah, $2,000 donation from Sheba Raza and Hassan Raza. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Did this?
I don't know.
All right, so this is another donation for $15,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
All right, so what I'll do is one more musalla. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
So instead of reading all of this, I want you to read a few. All right. So instead of reading all of this, while I think we inshallah have reached our goal. We don't really, you've seen these fundraisers. You start off with some sort of goal, and we, mashallah, every time around, we blow past that, goal that we usually set. So I'll stop over here, but your checks and your donations should not stop. So all night long, continue that, keep on coming. I'll stop over here as one more $10,000, I guess. And one more $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. One more $5,000. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Even the donations are coming in from Canada, which is amazing as well too.
Yes. So I said we had gone to 2,000. Now, as I end it, any amount. I know there are many kids over here. Last year I remember a child, maybe 5-6-year-old, mother gave him a $100 bill and he came up. So any amount that you want to donate, no amount is small. Anything that you give, it's the intention and the niyat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking, and not the quantity of what you give. So any amount from $5 to 50,000 is more than welcome. Don't lose this opportunity, and inshallah we'll stop over here with your du'as and your supplications. Continue to pray for the progress of Sadiq School, Jafriya School, and Masjid-e-Ali. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mu'mineen, give yourselves a round of applause, because we just raised $500,000 for the project. MashaAllah. Goal done like this. We thank our resident alim, Maulana Rizwan, Sheikh Bilal, the entire team. Beautiful. Mu'mineen, let me invite the Vice Chairman of Muslim Foundation and Chairman of Sadiq School, a man behind the success of many centers, for a vote of thanks, and then to dismiss you to dinner, Dr. Asad Sadiq. Allahumma salli ala.
Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I do not know how to thank all the volunteers who have made this event possible. First of all, Brother Dr. Mustafa himself here, he did such a wonderful job. And Sister Hina, both Hina Razak is standing there. She has done an amazing job in decorating the place. And Hina Kareem, I think she's outside. She's a very low-key person who continues to struggle and struggle and struggle. And the AV team, by those two, Qasim there and Shamsi and Abbas. Abbas' wife has been sitting here, and the poor guy has been working upstairs all the time. And the one that's most important is Kazim. Brother Kazim, he has worked tirelessly all through to make this event a success, inshallah. Thank you very much. Please allow, he is a person who does not give up, and he continues to work constantly, inshallah. And thank you so much, Dr. Kharazi, for a very wonderful job. And with that, I would like to, and definitely, the babysitting team who is taking care of the children. And I think Sister Sabiha, please allow salawat for them. And our in-house pediatrician, when talking about babysitting, Dr. Azam Hussain, mashallah. So with that, and thank you very. Oh yes, I think Agha's daughter, mashallah, Sara Kharazi, Batul Kazmi, where is yes, PTO. Sister Lama, she's sitting right there. Lama, can you please stand up? Both husband and wife. She drives about an hour and 10 minutes every Sunday, one way, to come here, mashallah. These are the PTO team. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And Jafar Hussain. Jafar, you said such nice, mashallah, very good. And then Rukhaya, Sayyida Rabab and Sister Rukhaya. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody. Yeah. Yes, they're taking care of the table for the babysitting, inshallah. So please, let's go for the food now. It has been enough. Please, let's start going for the food, inshallah. Bismillah. Thank you once again. Thank you, Mr. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done.
Well, we thank you for allowing me to host you as MC. Dinner is served. Bon appetit.